This is happening. Hey guys, how's it going? Happy Tech Tuesday whenever you're watching this. Today we're going to be talking about what happened at the Apple keynote that was streaming on their website yesterday, Monday, March 21st. So if you happen to have been living under a rock or living in the depths of the Antarctica, you probably know what they released as of yesterday. Apple released the iPhone SE, which pretty much was as expected as all the leaks on the internet that had been around for 2 months. The iPad Pro now comes in two sizes, a 9.7 inch and a 12.9 inch. So I believe the 9.7 inch is the same size as the iPad Air. So that kind of makes that one irrelevant. They also released some new watch bands, which I'm very excited about because I have been wanting to get a new watch band for a long time now because I'm still using the default one that came with the watch I unboxed. But as far as iPhone goes, that was all that was released. There was no iPhone 7 at all, and I'm quite surprised by that because that's... oh, a lot of people are gonna be upset about that one. I'll wait for this plane to pass so I can continue my video. Rude! So let's start by talking about the iPhone SE. So if you happen to not see what the iPhone SE looks like, take a look at your 5S. The thing I'm finding a little confusing about Apple and with this keynote announcement is up to this point, it was, let's make everything super big. And then this announcement, they were like, okay, we just made the iPhone 6 Plus the size of your face, but now we're gonna take it down to this size again. I'm confused. I'm sensing a theme here. I don't know. Honestly, I was reading up on this on Mac Rumors, which happens to be like my favorite site for Apple coverage and stuff because it's very accurate and I just enjoy it. I don't know why. It's great. That's why. Get on my level. But like, honestly, it has all the same specs as the iPhone 6S. So I mean, why not just get that? Because personally for me, I would want the bigger size phone. I don't know, if I'm gonna be upgrading my phone, I'm not gonna get one that looks exactly the same as my old one. Although they were saying that the iPhone 5S was the most popular design of their phone because it was the perfect size and it looked nice. Granted, this is the perfect size for the majority of people, but for certain people like me, Apple freaks, they want to try all the latest tech, but not one that looks like their old phone. I don't know, it's okay. It's okay. Enough ranting about the iPhone, let's move on to the iPad. So the iPad has had a bit of speculation around it lately because they feel like Apple is copying the idea of the Microsoft Surface, which is basically a tablet when you want it to be a tablet, and then when you plug in the computer keyboard part of it, it turns into a computer and it adjusts all your battery settings and everything to make it last as a computer or a tablet, that's really cool. I will admit, that is a cool feature. Microsoft, you own that one. Granted, I am sort of glad that they took the iPad Pro and sized it down a little because right now, it's huge. It's the size of my laptop and that's like 13 inches. Think of this as an iPad. That's all. I just don't get why Apple won't release a touchscreen Mac. We've been asking for this for years and years, as long as I can remember, and it still hasn't happened. What are you doing here, Tim Cook? Get on it! I will say this about the iPads. iOS on the iPad, it's great for a lot of people because a lot of people use computers for emails, browsing the web, just a bunch of basic things for the majority of people. So if you're going to be considering buying a computer, buying an iPad instead, definitely the smarter choice because it is cheaper. It does what you need it to do. And cannot lie, it looks pretty great. But as for people like me who are on the advanced level of technology, this would not suffice as a computer, which they are trying to make it pass off as. That's why they have the smart connector keyboard and all that jazz going with it. But for the majority of people, that would be perfect for a computer in general. I'll just say that iOS isn't kind of at that point yet where it can do all the functions that OS X can do. It's still quite a simplified version of it. That's kind of to put it into simple terms. Onto the watch faces, bands, things, stuff. So Apple will shortly be releasing WatchOS 2, and what's going to be exciting is for people with multiple watches, you'll be able to pair multiple to one phone, so you won't have to unpair, format, and repair the new watch with the phone just to get it paired, which is definitely a step up from what it was before. So in the keynote, Apple released a bunch of new watch bands, including so many different colors of sport bands. It's crazy. So you're able to choose all of those starting from $69. They also released a woven nylon band, which is really nice. Like, I can't even get over how nice that is. Like, it comes in this color, this, I don't know what these are called. Why are they not named? That's not helpful. Anyways, they're colors. They also released a black version of the Milanese Loop. I don't know how to say that. And just a bunch of other watch bands that honestly I would die to have any of the fancy ones, but I cannot. So I'll probably just stick with the sport band or the woven nylon, but those honestly, really nice. They definitely did well there. So right now I am on Mac Rumors and I'm just looking at the coverage they did of the keynote event, and the keynote honestly was not very long. It was about an hour, I believe. It was crazy because they didn't talk a lot about the Apple products, which I just was very confused about. They started off by talking about the whole Apple FBI debate. He says it is important for Americans to join in on the conversation, and Apple is grateful for the overwhelming support it has received from customers around the world. Then they go on to talk about how Apple is getting more environmentally friendly. They talk about how all their Apple packaging now comes from 99% recycled paper, which is honestly really good for the environment, but they spent a lot of time talking about it, so they probably could have shortened that a little. Then they go on to talk about introducing Liam, which is a robot that can break down and separate recyclable materials for iPhones in future use. So whenever you go in to do the iPhone recycle program, this is the little guy that does it, all the hard work for that. Why can't I have this to organize my room or something? This needs to be a thing. Then they go on to introduce CareKit, which is a framework for developers to build apps that empower people to take an active role in their care. So pretty much it is going to allow app developers to create a bunch of App Store apps for healthcare, which, that's cool. Great. Then they go on to talk about the Apple Watch, releasing new nylon bands for Apple Watch in multiple vibrant colors, also some new sport bands, and a price reduction of the base Apple Watch starting at $299, which upsets me because I paid way more for mine. And I'm noticing now they talked about it for 4 minutes, not even 2 minutes. That's crazy. What are you doing? Now into the Apple TV, you know, all the things that Apple TV does. Just fantastic. I really want the new one. Probably never get it, whatever. Then they introduced the iPhone SE. Now you can see they added the rose gold option for it, which is very nice, but I would never get it myself because, well, it's pink. And that's just not my personality. Personally, I want the white phone. Sorry, silver. Whatever! iPhone SE has a 4-inch screen, A9 chip, performs on the same level as the iPhone 6s, but double the speed of the iPhone 5s. Comes with a 12 megapixel iSight camera, True Tone flash. So if you don't know what True Tone flash is, basically it has 2 flashes beside the camera on the back, and this will kind of balance your picture's lighting if you happen to be taking pictures with the flash turned on, which is really good. They go on to say there were incredible battery improvements. They're probably lying, honestly. They've been saying they would do this for so long. It's I don't know. Why can't they just do it for all phones? Like, come on. Put it in the iPhone 6s. Please. iPhone SE pricing starts at $399 for the 16GB version, and the 64GB iPhone SE is available for $499. Orders will begin on March 21st and ship out on March 31st. Then they go on to talk about the iPad Pro, great, and then they end with Apple looking forward to moving to its new campus in 2017 to begin its next 40 years of history, because this year it's celebrating its 40th anniversary of Apple being born on April 1st. So they host a little video with text, and it was nice. I feel like they could have done something a little bigger, but you know, Apple does what they want. So that's kind of all the craziness of the Apple event. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I kind of want to see some feedback from other people's perspectives, because I'm very overwhelmed by everything right now. It was definitely quite a controversial event this year, so hopefully for WWDC they will be releasing some more products. Hopefully iPhone 7 is gonna still be a thing, but honestly at this point I cannot be sure at all. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give that thumbs up down below, as well as subscribe to my channel. I make new videos every single week. I'm off to go think about all my life choices now. I'm not quite sure why, but that's gonna be the thing for the next 5 days. Oh my god. I'm so basic. Like seriously, drinking Starbucks on my iPhone. Gotta get me a selfie. Nailed it. Eyebrows on flake.